I don't care what was some little blues making everything look a little more blue.
Hi, it's Toby knocking. We're going to do day 8 today. And let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Let me go to the actual screen now. Okay, so it says, where do we live? Continents, countries, parishes, counties, cities, oh my. Can y'all see that we have countries and counties? Don't they look very similar, the words? Very important. One has the R and one doesn't. And then we have parishes and counties. Does anybody remember what Miss Celeste had told us about parishes and counties? Who's the only one that has parishes in the whole United States?
Louisiana.
Louisiana, perfect. Yes, we're the only ones. All right, so what does this look like? Yes. What does it look like? Can you say it louder?
It's the earth and it's like a big blue sphere with green on it.
That's right. That's the world, which is Earth. And then what does this look like?
The continent North
Yes,
America.
thank you for raising your hand.
Louisiana and all the other states.
So what do we call that? But look, this also has Canada. It has Mexico. So what do we call this whole thing?
America.
Yes.
North America.
North America. This is our continent, and our continent that we live on is North America. So we went from the world, then to the continent. What do y'all think we're going to go to next?
The country.
Let's see if you're right. The country, which is the United States. Remember, in the United States, we also have Alaska, and Alaska's way to the top. Not really attached to the United States. As you can see, it's way up here. And then we have Hawaii, and Hawaii is way down here somewhere. So now we had the world. We had the country. No, I skipped one. What was it? The world and then continent and then the country. Now what are we going to have?
The state of Louisiana.
I didn't do Louisiana because y'all are going to do Louisiana. So I'm going to give you an example of somewhere else. What state is this?
California.
California. Now, as you can see this map right here, it gives you a faint line of what California looks like. So this is our state, which is California. So we went from world to
Continent.
to
Country.
to
California state.
the state. Now where do we go?
We go into a city.
For the city.
A county.
Well, county. A county, or if we were in Louisiana, we wouldn't have county, we would have parishes. So if you look at this red line right here, this whole thing is Orange County. Have you ever heard of Orange County? If you look inside of Orange County, you see Anaheim, Fullerton, Orange, Santa Ana, Newport Beach, Lake Forest, Laguna Beach. Do y'all see a ton of them? It's a bunch of cities, right? Inside of the county. But here we call them what? Parishes. All right, let's say it again. We go from the world to the continent to the country to the state to the county / parish, and then we go to what? City. So that means I would have to pick one of these to go to the city. Now, I picked Anaheim. Anybody's ever heard of Anaheim? Never heard of Anaheim? Does anyone know what major attraction is in Anaheim? No? Nobody knows?
Major attraction?
What is a major attraction? Let's talk about that for a second.
It's like the president going somewhere or like a big band going somewhere.
That would be an attraction, is to go see them.
Important thing.
An important thing, a place that anybody that would visit would go to. Like if you go to Texas, there's important attractions that only Texas has. If you come to Louisiana, we have some important attractions. I don't want to know because that's what you're going to put in your presentation. So what I did was I put a link right here to Anaheim. And we're going to go ahead and kind of check it out and see if y'all notice a major attraction. You know it's there, but you may not realize that it's actually in Anaheim. And if you can see right here, this is Anaheim. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Anything looking familiar yet? Let me go ahead and switch to Google Earth. Now, I'm on the map view because it gives you more detail in the names of places. But do y'all see the little button right here on the side? It says Earth, so it'll give you the Earth view. So when I click on this, and sometimes you can actually drag them in, which I'll show y'all later. Can y'all see it yet? Yes.
The Superdome.
No, it does look like the Superdome, though. It does.
A water park?
Uh-huh.
Disney World.
It's not Disney World, but it's Disneyland. How many of y'all didn't know it was in Anaheim? So this is really neat. You can actually, if I click this little man right here, he'll give you these dots that appear. You see these dots that look like kind of trees on the ground? If I place my dot over this, it actually brings you here. So you can go to Disney without being there. Now I can back out. If I back out, I can. Miss Celeste wanted me to go find the castle. Now y'all seen the castle in Orlando? How big it is, right? Watch this. Here is the castle. Wait, let me find it again. Once you go in, it's harder to see. I can't see it now.
I saw it when you went down.
I know. It's little. This castle is way smaller than the other castles. If I hit the arrow right here, it'll give me some images that people have taken in it. And if I click on the photo, it actually takes you there. So this is the major attraction in Disneyland. This is a famous landmark. It's actually a Ferris wheel and the little carts that you ride and slide back and forth. Now, if you notice that this one just has a picture on it, that means it's just going to be an image. But if you look at one that has this circle, that means that if I click there, I will be able to maneuver all the way around. So let me click on one that's like this. Now you can see. You know what this is? That's very observant. It is supposed to mimic Cafe Du Monde. You're exactly right. If you go in here, this is actually the New Orleans section in Disneyland. You can get beignets, but I promise you it's not New Orleans beignets. They tried. It's a great effort. They tried. They did. They have a whole New Orleans section. So when you go there, look, if you see the Hollywood Tower of Terror, you can also go up and see. You can keep moving too. There's a bunch of them. These are actually pictures that people have taken and that they've kind of embedded. So here's another view of the famous Ferris wheel. The neat thing about the Disneyland hotel, your hotel is actually inside of the resort. So there's no hopping on a monorail or in your car to go to the park. It's already there. This is kind of like a little boardwalk. The hotel is actually, if you can see back here and right here. This one's a new one. We actually went during the summer, and that's where we stayed. And Miss Brandy Bernard just came back from Disney World, and she brought us back some maps so we can play with that too.
Can you go inside the Ferris wheel?
You can't really ride in any of them. That's the little train station. And
that's pretty sad.
yeah, it would be pretty neat. Huh? So you'll have an opportunity to play with this, but if you look at how small Disneyland is here, it's not big like Orlando. This is the whole Disney park right here. Not very big, is it? The Superdome, did you notice what that is? Have you ever been to Disney?
Yeah, I love Disney.
Space Mountain.
That's my favorite ride.
Well, that's it. That's the aerial view, meaning from the top. Okay? I really want y'all to see the castle. That's the castle right here. Let's see if it'll let me get. This is a picture, but it doesn't really show you. It's very small compared to the other one. You've ever been to the other one? You're not, it's far above. Right. This one, they don't allow you in. They actually have quarters here for, it was Mr. Walt Disney had his own apartment up here. And then he had family members that stayed there later, but it's no longer an apartment for anyone.
That looks cool.
Yeah, but this is kind of the street. It's so different than the regular Disney.
Okay, I'm about to go to I don't know what that is.
Okay, now let's keep going. So we went from the what? The world, the continent.
Country.
Keep going. County / parish. Then we have cities. Good. I did really well with that. All right, so now let's look at this one. We kind of have like a pyramid map. Oops, let me go back. Where would the biggest one be at the bottom? What do y'all think? Which word? World. So world would go here. Oops, I'm gonna have to back out of the slide to manipulate. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and select it, and I'm gonna drag it where I want it. We kind of talked about how we can work with word. You see that red line? That means it's centered. And if I drag it just right, it stays centered. Now after the world, what did we say comes next? The what? Continent. So what's the continent? Which one? Is it the United States, North America? North America. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that one. So now we have the world. We have the continent. Now what do we need next? The country. So here we go. We have the country. Now what do we have? The state. Now let's look next, because we don't really know this one that much. Is it going to be the city or the county? County, which is Lake Buena Vista. Oh, and look, I don't have enough of them. Now what do we need?
Cities.
The city, which would go at the top. All right. Do y'all know which this is place? What's in this place? What's in Orlando?
Universal Studios.
There is Universal Studios. Disney World. What's in Anaheim, California? Disneyland. And then we have Disney World. There's even Disney in Paris and other countries. Are they in other continents? Yes.
And at Disney World, they have now, they built a section where you can look at Japan and Paris and all that. They have
You are right.
Eiffel Tower over there, but it's not the same one.
No, it's not the same one. So since this one doesn't have a line, I can do this very easily. Do y'all see this button up here? It says line. That's all I did was make lines like this. So I'm going to go ahead and make a line so it can blend in. So now we have it all together. And then whenever you get this one, you're going to do this one with guess what city? What city you live in? Some of y'all live in Thibodeau. Some of y'all may live in Riesland. Somebody may live in Houma. Because remember, we're not just doing this at this site. We're doing this at other sites. But let's review really quick. What's the biggest one?
World.
Then continent. Then country. State. County / parish. And then city. Now, this one right here says county. But if we're doing where we live, what is it going to say? Parish. So we would retype over this and spell parish. Remember, whenever you're typing all of these, they're proper nouns. So what do they need to have? Capital letters. Then after you do this, you're going to have to answer this question. It says, in Lafourche Parish, we're going to figure that out. It's easy. In Lafourche, we have parishes, and in other states, we have counties. What are some cities in Lafourche Parish? Not just the one you live in. If you need help or want to check your answers, go to Google Maps in your apps and type in Lafourche Parish. So if I were to go to Google Maps, which if you click on this link, you right click, open link, and this is what's going to appear. I would type in Lafourche and watch what's going to start happening. It comes up as parish. So anything in this red, oops, I X'd out of it. Anything in this red would be Lafourche Parish. I'm sure you can see a few different cities already that you may not have even known were in Lafourche Parish. If you look at Grand Isle, you would think Grand Isle is in Lafourche Parish. You have to travel all the way through Lafourche, but Lafourche is actually a part of Jefferson Parish, where New Orleans is. Isn't that crazy? All right, so let me go past this. Yes.
I have Google Maps in my bookmark.
Perfect. Look at you using your tools already. It says the outline of Lafourche Parish will be highlighted, just like you've seen in red, and you'll be able to see all the cities that are inside Lafourche Parish. So when it says type here, that means you should put a sentence. Remember, what does a sentence start with? Capital letter. What does it end with? Punctuation mark, and make sure it makes sense. All right, so that's one part you need to do. And then the last one says to differentiate. What does that mean? To differentiate. I want him to answer. Yes.
Well, Disney World's really in the city, Florida.
Yeah, but that's not the county. It is kind of almost, but it's actually in Orange County. Yes.
And there's some discussion on that because it's part of it maybe.
Yes. It could be half and half. Yeah.
Closer to Celebration, which is the little.
A bunch of states are kind of like that. Like I'm really not in the city. I'm right outside. So I'm just kind of hanging out in Lafourche Parish. I'm not in the city limits.
Right.
So I really don't have a city, but I do put Thibodeau, even though I'm right outside of it.
Originally, Walt he was buying the town of Celebration for all of the workers to live.
Right. He kind of ran out on that end, so then he bought all of Florida. Y'all know he tried to buy in Louisiana. Louisiana said no. So then it says differentiate. What does that mean? What does differentiate mean? Yes, sir. To tell the difference of something. So here we took out world, but we have continent, country, state. State doesn't always mean that it's something really big, right? Have y'all ever seen all the different
It
states?
could be like Hawaii's.
Right, Hawaii's not that big, but is it?
It's a state.
It is a state. It's still a state. It's important. It goes in that order of importance, from big to little. Okay, so now what I want you to do is go ahead and open your laptops. Go into the Buzz course, grade 3. And I want you to go to day 8 and go ahead and open up the template. All right. Let's share the screen again really quickly. If you go to your Buzz account, let me back up really quickly. It should be under Louisiana's Geography, Day 8. And then you'll see the video of actually what's being recorded right now. As you see, it keeps changing because everything that we do is being recorded. This is the PowerPoint presentation as a slide if you wanted to review. If you can't remember what came first, if you didn't know world, it would show you. But what I want you to do right now is hit the Google slide template. It wasn't working, but I won't give it the access again. So now whenever you see this, you can't edit it. You can't do anything until we hit use this template. And then guess what you need to do? Now it says copy of world template. Is that what I wanted to say? Could we say your name's world? Remember, this is for you to save it because you're going to actually turn this in to your LCEC, your guide at the end. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to turn that in, but not today. We'll learn how to do that. Okay, so now remember the part that you need to do is the blue part, the question part. Type here, you just click on it. And the bottom part where it says type here. That's just a template. Type over those words. Everybody good?
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Get on the back so quick and let's go